In 1988, I was working with a new sequencer and my Yamaha DX7 keyboard when I stumbled on a progression that eventually became Hosanna. I had planned to use the progression in a resurrection song, but in 1992, I had a pretty ballad that eventually became Mary. So the music sat on the shelf for a few years, a great idea with no home. Hosanna was soon to be that home. I had finished a rough of the words and the melody using the music from earlier. In 1993, working on recording it for the first time, I changed the instruments around from synth sounds to more classical strings and created a regal entry so Star Wars-like. As we were recording the guitars, I stood next to Tim and told him the chords to play as we were recording. Definitely unrehearsed. My vocal version was rough and not what I envisioned. Kevin Martin came in to salvage the song. This was one of the first songs he sang as a member of Alabaster Praise.
But after we did that song, we started looking at doing, some other songs, Alabaster Praise and the other things, and I was thinking to myself that these songs are good, they're very good, but Herb's, not that Herb's vocals aren't really good, but...
Oh, man, Mr. Politician.
I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to tell this guy, hey, so... I finally told him, I said, why don't you think about bringing somebody else in to sing your songs? Well, Herb, when you're a musician, you want to do your own music and you want to do your songs your way, and you can't even... fathom the idea of having somebody else sing your material when you really want to do that. And so this is what I was presenting to him. Hey, but I think I put it to him, like that, I think I put it to him like, why ruin your songs with your voice when somebody else can come in?
No, you never did that. You never said that.
No, but really, we were thinking that if we had somebody who had a little bit more quality in their vocals, it would just improve the song. That's what I was trying to get across to him. So we put an ad in the paper, and we were looking for singers, and we had a lot of interesting people come in, some talented people too. And Kevin, he's okay, and no, Kevin, I love you, buddy. He really does great. It's just sometimes
the Elvis complex. That's his problem.
Sometimes you can't get out of the house. Is the only problem. That's the only problem. But Kevin came over and really, he's got a great voice. He's a wonderful person, and we really enjoyed his company a lot. And he really did some great work on the music for us. So we knew right away that this was the guy. So it was just a question of getting him back to work on some more material. And so ultimately we went over some things and used them on a bunch of songs, and I think how it turned out. I like it a lot.
Later, I sang low background vocals, and Mosa came in to sing the high harmony. She was remarkable, recording without ever hearing the song and knocking out the harmony parts in less than 2 hours. I never even knew her last name. Tim and I met her at a karaoke bar. After listening to her sing, we approached and recruited her on the spot. There is one part at the end of the first chorus where she held the high note, her idea, right into the guitar lick. Top marks. Hosanna was one of my youngest son, Matthew's, favorite song for a while, until the Hansons figures. I have always liked the song and the overall sound as part of my cantata. This version was never completely finished as other projects took priority. The song did not even make the final cut on the first CD. The mix is rough. The bass is scratch. After adding a couple of sound modules to complement the keyboards, especially with individual instruments, I have reworked the brass in the intro. Sounds much more authentic. The violin solo needs to be redone. The old one was just for show. I'd always wanted a live violin, but that has proven to be tough to find. Hosanna had great promise as a staple song in the cantata, even though it was never finished.
masses, seizing the time before it passes now, vowing devotion as you reverently bow, locked in the quest of your own survival, longing to share in the king's arrival, wait, rushing to meet him as they pass through the gate. Kingdom pressed to fit the mold, writing the code foretold of old, anxious to see Messiah's wrath, laying branches in his path. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Hosanna. Wind-driven fire roaring on the fringes, determined to see that the King avenges the land from the clutches of tyranny's hand. His coming you did not recognize, and now it is hidden from your eyes, feeling betrayed with all the plans that you made, proclaiming the king has come to die, a true